everybody, and welcome. I am Teresa with Keep in Touch Crafts. I apologize, I am late tonight. This is a night that I decided to take a little time to celebrate a birthday in the family. So sorry for being late. I should have warned everybody ahead of time, but I had to work until 7. So then if I would have done my live at 8, I would have not had any time to have fun with the birthday person in our family. So that's why I'm late. A lot of you are probably watching this then on the replay or on YouTube later on, and I appreciate you watching, so welcome. I'm not going to talk too much here tonight because I want to get going on the project. I just have a little treat box that I'm going to show you how to make, and you can use this in the coming seasons here for treat boxes for Halloween or for Christmas. Maybe you want to take them to a Christmas type of a get-together, or just whatever you might need a little treat for, a little hostess gift maybe. Very simple to make if you have a paper trimmer with a scoring tool on it and a tag topper punch. That is what you need to be able to make this. You could probably just make it without that if you wanted just a plain basic box, but if you have the tag topper punch, that is going to work really well for this. We've had several different punches like this through the years, so whichever one you happen to have, or other companies as well, I'm sure make them. And I'll show you what that is if you don't know what a tag topper punch is. Before I do that though, I did just want to show you the deadline for our October paper pumpkin is going to be coming up here in a couple of days, because that's always the 10th of the month. So if it's something you're considering, I would go ahead and subscribe for that. I'm going to show you here what it is this month. It's going to be Christmas cards. So if you are interested in getting a kit to help you make some Christmas cards, this is going to give you a little bit of a preview of some of the colors that are going to be in the kit. I know that silvers is part of it. It's going to coordinate with another set that we have. And I can find that here and give you a little more information. We have a little blurb that was telling us just part of the kit, how it all works, what's in it, and that kind of thing. I suppose I won't find it now that I would need it. But I believe it makes, there are 5 styles of cards, and you make 2 of each one, so that the kit makes 10 cards, and then there's usually leftovers, that kind of thing. So if you're interested in cards, you'll want to subscribe to the Paper Pumpkin Kit this month for October, and it'll come with everything you need, stamp set, ink, and everything, so that you'll be able to make a few Christmas cards, which is kind of fun. Get a jump on it, right? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and we'll get to our project here. Let's look at the work area here in our catalog. That is the mini catalog, July to December. We have some paper. It's real whimsical and pretty, or cute, I should say. I kind of think it's just a real cute set. It kind of shows some green, purple colors that are in it. And of course, the standard orange, which for us, we have different names for that, don't we? We don't just call it orange because there are many of each. But it does coordinate with, I believe the paper tells us right here that it's Flirty Flamingo, Pumpkin Pie, and Old Olive, Highland Heather, Basic Black. So those are the different colors that coordinate with this paper. I'm just going to be using a little bit of it here that I have, and I'm not really using anything else from this suite of products, but if you have those, they will go really well with this. But you can use whatever you have. I am going to be making it out of all of this. This is what I have. So to make this project, I'm going to be using 2 different designer series paper. I'm also going to use this. We have some black glitter paper right now. That is really cute with this too. So I have a little scrap of that. I'm just going to punch out a punch. So besides the tag topper, this is the one that I have that's current right now, and it's called the Fancy Tag Topper. You can see they have like a channel here that you put your paper in, and then it punches a decorative top. So they make a tag depending on how long your paper is, determines how long your tag will be. and it has this channel here, but I am not even going to use the channel. Mine that I'm going to be punching tonight is going to go over that. It's wider than this channel, and I'll show you how that'll work. So you'll want to pull out a tag topper punch, and then I'm also just going to be making a tag too for our project. You can use anything you have or just a plain square rectangle or whatever. I'm going to be punching, I'll do it right now, I'm going to be punching out of this black glitter paper a tag for the sentiment to layer onto. My piece is kind of small here, so I think I might need to use a post-it note to be able to reach it in here. So let's get this one going. I'll push it back out again, and I'm going to grab a post-it to give it a little extra length, and then I can easily put that in there, and it works better that way. I'll maybe do it on an end. Actually, this is hard to make things stick to it, and so it's a little easier to put any adhesive on the back side. So I'll reach it into my punch like this. Like so. See how much easier that is? Yes. And that pops that right out. All right, nice sturdy stock cardstock there. And that's all I need this essential tag punch for. I'll just set that aside. Now for a project tonight, I'm going to bring in let you know my pattern here. Go ahead and get some colored cardstock that is going to match your designer series paper, and you can just use one pattern of paper if you'd like. There are two sides to the box to decorate. You can do the same on both sides, or you can switch it up. You could also layer if you'd want, that kind of thing, but I'm just mainly wanting you to see the actual treat box construction, and then you'll be able to do whatever you want for getting that nice and you know, make it so that it is good for each project that you're doing, and you can decorate it however you want. You may want to pull in some, I'm going to be using the black Tuxedo Memento ink here. So I'm just using black ink. You can use whatever ink color will work well with your paper. And I'm going to start off here with cardstock, 8.5 by 11 sheet of this cardstock that I am going to cut it down. Now the size of the project is smaller. You know, you don't need to use a whole lot. You could get more than 2 out of each sheet, but I'm just going to make one for now, and it's going to be, the width is only 3 3/4. So I am lining that edge up here at 3 3/4, and we'll give that a cut. And then the actual length is 10 3/4. So we'll line that up. It's probably off camera a little bit here. 10 3/4. So you're only cutting 1/4 of an inch off because of the 8.5 by 11. We just need to take off a little bit. And so you have, I think I went too long on this. I did it. Right? Let me see something. I want to make sure I did it right. Okay, yeah, that's right. Now we need to do some scoring. And we'll start with our short edge up, and there's several ways you can look at this, but the way I was shown was to put my one edge on the 3-inch mark, and we're going to be scoring, as you probably guessed. Oh, I don't like that ring on my project there. Okay, hopefully that's enough light still. Put your left edge on the 3-inch mark and use your scoring blade and score, which is actually scoring in 3/4 of an inch from the right edge. So you could put it on 3/4 of an inch and score it, or you could put it on the left edge on the 3, which in effect is doing that exact thing, scoring it in 3/4 of an inch. So we're scoring that. So you have 2 of these vertical long ways, 3/4 of an inch in. And then you can put in your paper with the long side to the top, and then you're going to be scoring it at 5 inches and 5 3/4. All right, so then what we can do then is cut down our designer series paper so that we can get our cutting out of the way. I am going to be just using, I'm going to use one of each of these patterns. And the width of this, of the designer series paper is, I got to make sure I'm telling you the right thing. The designer series paper, they're both 2 by 4. I have a 2-inch width right here. And I believe this is already at 4 inches. Yep, 2 by 4. And then the other pattern I have, and you know, of course you have the back side, you could use either of those. And same with this. I'm going to be using this one now for the other one, which is going to be 2 inches by 4 inches as well. Okay. And that is our designer series paper that's cut. The next thing we just need is we're going to put a sentiment on one of these, on a piece that will be punched out actually. I'm going to grab my punch. I forgot about that. So to layer our sentiment, we're going to be using the orange paper and putting it onto the black glitter paper. And I'm going to show you how to make that work, because you're thinking, okay, they're the same size. How would that work? You can't layer it if it's the same size. You could kind of offset it like that if you would want. But I usually tend to cut the paper and spread it out, which I'll show you in a bit. And the only actual stamping that I'm going to do tonight is going to be the sentiment. And I just happened to find one on this set, which is obviously a Christmas set, but I like just a little bit, I like the either to or from or for you on there. I kind of like both of those, and they're small, that kind of thing. So I think I am going to use just to and from today. You could use whatever you prefer, of course, and whatever you have at home. I'm finding one. Okay. They're just little to and from photopolymer clear stamps. You can see right where you're going with that. And we'll bring in the black ink for those. That Tuxedo Memento Black. Memento brand Tuxedo Black. There we go. And I'm getting a little block here. And we can, what I'm going to do is, it's not going to show very well here, but I am using my background grid. Maybe I'll get grid paper. I forgot to get my grid paper out tonight. Usually I do that ahead of time, but I am running around late tonight. This is completely off my normal schedule. I'm just going to put this approximately where I would want that, and so I'm going to just be able to line it up on here so that it's straight, and then they'll both be straight to one another, both of the different sentiment stamps. Put the from down a little bit, maybe about like so. And as long as they're both pretty straight, then I can just grab them like that. And then I know they're hopefully straight to one another at least. And you can eyeball it through. You can see right what you're stamping through the block, which is really helpful. And I'm going to ink this up. It'll just be real quick. All right, put the to and from on there, and I'll probably want to decorate that up a little bit with a little image or a little punch or something to make it not so plain. And we can get this adhered on at least. Make sure it's not wet. And what I'm going to do is make this, you can either decide if you want it to be wider or taller, and you can choose either one. They both work. And let's grab scissors. I'm just going to do it this direction here. Doesn't matter really where you do that. And then what you do is just adhere it on the back and have the top and the bottom showing. And the rest of it does not show on the sides. So you could make it, real big like that. You could make it very small. And again, you can do it side to side instead if you'd rather make it wider, like I'm making it more tall or vertical. So I'm going to find where I want it approximately, and I can just actually probably tape it down with Scotch tape, or I can use some tear and tape would work well. Whatever you have that you like. Can't get a hold of that right now. I don't need this long of a piece, but that's what I grabbed. Make sure I still have it where I want it. And then the other end we'll do the same way. We'll just kind of eyeball it and see here. I want about the same amount. Nobody will know. And I am going to just trim this up a little because I didn't get it on perfectly. I just don't want that showing on the side. I think that'll be okay now. You could even give it a little trim on the trimmer, just on the sides to make it nice and flush and even. Before you make the actual treat holder, we have a few steps to go through. First thing we're going to do is do a little cutting. I don't know if you can see here what it looks like. So we have a narrow 3/4 of an inch channel there, 3/4 of an inch on each side. What we're going to do then is make some cuts. And can you see that? Yeah, so find these small squares on the center on the side and just cut right on those score lines. You're cutting up to the other score line, and then you're going to just cut out a little wedge. And this is, we call that mitering. You're just kind of mitering that out so that when you do fold the box, it takes some of the bulk out of it and it gives it a nice flush edge. So you can go ahead and cut on those lines and do the same thing on this side as well. Now before you do this, you want to probably burnish all of your score marks. I should have done that first. I'll do that now though, since I haven't done that. And if you have a bone folder or a credit card or just something that you can or you can press down on these seams and these score marks and make them a nice crisp edge on there, that really makes a difference. Makes it nice and crisp. Makes those fibers on your paper do what you want. Okay, we're getting there. You can kind of see it's coming together, but before we do anything else, we have a couple more things. One is going to be to use the tag topper and punch on these ends, and I'm going to bring that in, and I'll show you how that works. Typically, when you're making a tag, you're taking your piece that is this wide, which I believe is 2 inches. Well, this one is a little wider, but that's what you do is you use this little track and you push it in. But we're going to kind of cheat it by pushing it through. I'm pushing it all the way through. And I'm going to look on the back, and you can see the paper making sure that it has even amounts kind of sticking out on the side. Because that's how you know then it's probably centered. And I have it pushed in all the further, as far as it'll go. I just kind of want you to be able to see that. Each edge, this edge has about the same amount. It's approximately right around 1/8 of an inch, I would say, sticking out on the sides. So once that's in, then you can just punch it. And it looks like that. And we're going to go ahead and trim this right so that it goes all the way into that little punched area. All right, and then I'll do that on this side, like so. And let's punch this other one now, the same thing. Push it in. You just kind of want to be careful. You wouldn't want to do this on paper that's very fragile because it probably could rip it. But if you have cardstock like this, it's pretty tough, and it can usually do just fine. So again, I'm checking to see that it's even and pushed all the way in. Carefully pulling that out again. And I'm going to trim this side now. Okay. Okay, we are getting ready here. What we're going to do then is either side, we're going to miter one more corner. And it doesn't matter which end you're doing this to. You just kind of want to watch it as you're gluing this together, that you are putting this mitered side, that's going to go on the inside of the box. And the nice level unmitered will go on the outside, because that will be showing and this area won't. But you don't want that on the outside. And so we're going to be putting this all together, adhering it together. And the one that is, actually they're not the straightest. I think I want to go down a little bit more actually. I'm going to go ahead and cut down just a little bit on this score line. I just don't want that to show. Cutting that off. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Just going down a little ways, eighth of an inch at the most. So that what it does show, like that's all hidden, and it's just this side that you see, the side that we didn't miter. Hope you can see that okay. And we're going to adhere that together, and that's kind of how that treat box is going to go together. You can put some twine or some thread or ribbon through the holes if you want to tie it shut that way. Before we do that though, I am going to adhere the designer series paper on it. And one thing to keep in mind, if you have a directional paper, you want to make sure that it is going the right direction, because when you have it laid out like this, it might be easy to not realize. And if you have them both going the same direction, then this would be upside down, because they would have to go that way. So you want the top of your designer series paper on the end that has the punch. Okay, so the top by the punch. This one does not matter, obviously, so we'll adhere that one on there. You can use any kind of glue that you would like. I'm just going to maybe use the multi-purpose liquid glue that we have. Just put a little bit of that on the back. It works really well with this kind of paper, especially very strong. You don't need a ton. And you just want to kind of center it over here. And see how I can kind of scoot that around a little bit? That's why we like to use the liquid glue, because you can do that. You can scoot it around into place, and then it's going to hold and not move. And again, I want to remember to have the top towards this topper. And you can see what I'm doing there. All right. I just want it centered well and in the right spot, basically. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Kayla. Thanks for joining, you guys. I'm not at my normal time. I'm way off my schedule. I don't know if you saw that. Okay, where are we now? We can go ahead and adhere the actual tag on there. This needs a little dressing up, though. I think I have you can use a punch, or I could fussy cut out an image, which is one thing I might do. And this is the cutest paper, and I'm going to show you some other choices that I've made too, some other boxes, and it's just, I think it's really cute and whimsical. We are going to glue next, so let's keep in mind that this one is the flush one that's going on the outside, and in fact, yes, and so we are going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue on the flap that is mitered on each side, and on the tab, just a little bit on the tab there. And we'll go like this and like this, And you just kind of want to make sure you're getting it nice and square so that everything is where it needs to be as this glue decides to set up and grab. And we can take a bone folder or something that's long and kind of press down on the inside there to make sure that those layers are all getting nice and glued and flat and square. Okay, yeah, see though the bottom here is not square. Okay, and that can be trimmed. And there we go. I think personally it's a little bit of a decorative edge on this. And so, you know, Halloween, you can get by with it. It's just a little bit more decorative. So I really like it, especially for Christmas and that kind of thing too. But it works for anything really. It just is a little bit fancy. And we're gonna go ahead and give this a little trim. I am also going to use some ribbon. I typically will put that around the center. And I have been using this, I really like this black glittered organdy ribbon. We've used this, for a while now, and it's kind of a favorite of a lot of us. If you have the white, you could color that one of these colors as well. That would match it also. And you can go ahead and put a bow on this. I don't know about tying a bow on camera right now tonight. Don't know how well that'll go. I'm not good at doing that on camera, but if I won't spend too much time trying it, I can go ahead and do a cheater way too if it's not coming together for me. But this ribbon is kind of nice because it does grab pretty well, and it doesn't slip around as much as some do. So typically I can get it to work. We'll see. And we'll push it through here. Feel like it'll be good enough for now. And I'm going to give this a tug and have to play with it a little bit to make it look nice. And we will also put the tag on this side. Alright, that'll be okay. I might just shorten it up a little here, get those loops a little smaller. Okay, like that. And so fussy, you can just kind of mess with that too. As much as you want or as little. I will go back and neaten it up a little bit, I believe. Giving that a little trim. Okay. And adhere our tag on. Again, I'm going to be probably fussy cutting a little image here to decorate this side a little bit more, so it's not quite so plain. I am going to use dimensionals on the back of the tag, and you can see it's not very beautiful just because the glitter stuff is there, but nobody will know. It'll just kind of do what it's supposed to do. If you're a little concerned about it flopping, you could always just throw a little bit of glue on here to make sure. I don't know how well it'll hold because this glitter paper does not grab the best, but it'll just give it a little bit more of a grip to it. That'll be fine. And like I said, dimensionals will have to go in the back. And that's probably fine. We can get that on here. Okay. Now these would be fun to put the candy in or whatever that you're going to hand out for Valentine's Day. I'm going to maybe go at an angle on this one and put my fingers inside and give it a press so that those dimensionals are stuck down really well. You could put a tag on this side also, but this one has a little bit more with the pattern and that kind of thing. And that's how it looks if you use two different designer series paper. Again, you could do them both the same on each side if you'd rather. And all right, do I have anything that's a little bit glittery that I could use on it? I think what I'm going to do is use our, where are they? Just the regular, oh, these will work good. These are the holiday ones, the holiday rhinestones, and I don't usually use these. They're kind of a yellowish, I don't know exactly what color they are, if they're bumblebee or something, but they are kind of gold looking. They'll go really well on this though. So I'm going to use a few of those on here. Just throw a few down on in a few different areas. And let's see where we want to do that. We'll put one like so, and we'll put one over here, and one more. They have, it looks like, maybe 3 different sizes, which is kind of nice. You have a variety of sizes to use. And let's put one, oh, I don't know. There's no rules, wherever you want them to go. And I might even throw a couple on this side too. I don't usually use, I usually always use 3, but I'm going to put maybe 5 on today. No right or wrong, just whatever you like. Okay, so this would be cute, just writing who it's to and from, obviously, on there. And I'm going to show you a few more ideas. You'd be able to put your goodies in there. I think a candy bar would fit in there too. Whatever you have, the packages of M&Ms or whatever. A bar, even a kind bar, right? Okay, here are a few others I made. Some of these I don't have, like these are different tags that we don't have anymore in the system, but just to give you an idea of other things, using what you have. This paper is so cute. Look at that little guy. I really like that little Dracula there, or bat. Yeah, it's a little bat flying. So this side has, because that, well, it's more of the pink. Oh, what did I say that it was? It just had that open. It is on the tip of my tongue. I'll come back to it. And then this side has more of the little ghost that with the Highland Heather background. I have a little punched out glittery little jack-o'-lantern there that is from an old expired thing too. But this just gives you an idea of different things you could do. This is a black and white side. It's the candy that is there, and I just did some ink blending on here using the same colors that are in the DSP and colored this side, kind of an ombre, different colors on there. Another cute one. This one has kind of some of those skeletons, and again, a little bit larger pattern of these little ghosts. They're so cute. And what else do we got? Oh, I made some also. One more. I made one in the gorgeous grape color. Okay. And I did make a couple with some of our Christmas paper that we have as well. This is the Peace, Love, and Joy. Boy, what is this? Was the free paper that we earned through our celebration. This was, I believe, this was the paper from that. And so that was a free choice, and this is not the traditional Christmas colors really, but you can kind of use that for any time, I would think. And I did use the brushed metallic sequins on there as well. Little Winkostella and some of the brushed champagne foil was on there also. Just to give you a few ideas of something you can imagine. The sky's the limit on this. You can come up with whatever you need your treat for, whether it's a baby shower or Christmas or Thanksgiving or Halloween, whatever you want. All right, oops, I am off camera here. Whoa, there we go. All right. Apologize again for the late night, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, let me know. I am happy to give you any clarification if you wanted to make this project. I hope you enjoy. Have a great night, great weekend. Take care. Keep in touch. Good night.